my precious. I'm Darius. It's a Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. You saw that? Enjoy me. I'm guilt-free. Indulge. Yeah, I got a little shake going on now. Woo! And stay tuned at the end of the video because I'm going to give you tips on how to store it, how to reheat it, and the shelf life of it in general. It's simply setting up for my caramel cupcakes coming out next week, okay? But you need the caramel sauce first. And not only is the caramel sauce gonna be used for these cupcakes, I got more recipes coming down the line because caramel sauce is very, very versatile. The wonderful thing about this caramel sauce, you know what? The wonderful thing I need to make it, okay? First of all, you wanna start by browning butter. Now, let me tell you something about browning butter, okay? Browning butter is a skill. If you have it too low, it's not gonna brown. If you have it too high, it's going to burn. So there's a medium set where you cook it long enough. So what happens is it starts off very cloudy, then it becomes very translucent. No, transparent is completely clear. Yeah, translucent. And then you will start to see it bubble up, and then you'll see these little brown flakes at the bottom. And then it's brown. It's so fast, so fast. In the video, you'll see me stirring a lot, and then I'll see it brown. Now, what you wanna do is 3 ingredients, okay? 3 ingredient keto caramel sauce. You want a sweetener, you want brown butter, and you want heavy whipping cream. Before you start making your brown butter, this is a tip. Listen, if you skipped over this part, you're gonna miss it. Put your heavy cream and your sweetener in reaching distance, because as soon as that butter browns, put that heavy whipping cream on top of it to cool it down, okay? Or it's going to burn, okay? Even when you're making brown butter, when it browns, you take it off the heat. You actually wanna pull it off right before it browns all the way because it'll continue to cook. I mean, essentially it's a fat, but it's an oil. So that means it's going to retain its heat for a little while. Once you see that butter brown, put that heavy whipping cream in there, put the sweetener on top, and give it a nice little stir. Sweeteners. Now, this is what I use. Granulated allulose. Why do I use it? Because it's the best thing next to xylitol. But I do know if you choose to use erythritol or monk fruit, you can do that. Just be mindful that after it cooks and it cools, it's going to start to crystallize. So you're probably going to get somewhat of a crunchy caramel sauce. What comes with erythritol or monk fruit with erythritol in it is the minty aftertaste. And I know with something thin like this, I didn't want to have that happen. You can use pure if you would like, or a powdered stevia, but of course the aftertaste is probably going to come through. Anytime you're dealing with something thin, that's always a possibility. Now, I couldn't get it on camera like I wanted because my hot plate cooks too hot. Once you actually put the heavy cream and the granulated allulose or granulated sweetener that you use inside the pot and stir it up, you want to put it on a very, very low heat. You want it just hot enough to boil just a little bit, because essentially what you're doing is you're cooking the water out of the butter and the heavy cream. But if you have to heat up too high, you're going to burn it. It's going to burn at the bottom of your pan. Now, don't continuously stir it. Now, with typical caramel, they say don't stir because it'll crystallize, but I haven't seen that issue with the allulose. I normally stir it in the beginning, and then when it seems like it's starting to thicken up, because it's gonna have you'll see the heavy cream and the butter kind of separate. I'll give it a stir to combine the two to see exactly how thick it is. Now, be mindful, it's going to get to a certain thickness. You'll kind of know, and I'm going to show you a shot of it, but it's going to be a lot thinner than it will be at room temperature because it's still scorching hot, of course. As I like to tilt the pan every once in a while to make sure that it's not trying to burn at the bottom. Now, I'm not going to taste it because in all honesty, it tastes like caramel sauce. There's no aftertaste whatsoever because allulose and xylitol don't leave an aftertaste. But this is what I want you to see. The thickness of it. That's caramel sauce. How do you store it? Well, I said I wasn't going to taste it, but I just hate this. I'd hate for this to go to waste. Now, a few tips. Unsalted or salted butter. If you like a salted caramel, use a salted butter. But if you make it, you're going to actually have to experiment with it. It may be too salty to you if you use salted butter. So you can just use unsalted and add, let's say, about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. How do you store it, and tips on warming it up? Essentially, to me, it's best left at room temperature, but that's why when you see caramel sauces inside of a store, it's a bunch of It's a bunch of sugar, essentially. It's not the caramel sauce that you'll get at a nice restaurant. I haven't had any go bad because I ate it so fast. And sadly, this is my third jar. Well, the second one, in my defense, the second one I gave away, okay? In my defense. You can store it in the refrigerator, just warming it up. Do not stick it in the microwave. If you stick it in the microwave, the butter and the milk will separate all over again. If you put it in the refrigerator, bring it out and let it stay at room temperature. I've given you more tips in this video that actually showed you the recipe, but trust me, those tips are very, very useful. So be prepared for my cupcake next week picture. Oh yeah, it's coming. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I am Darius, this is Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. I'm not a chef, I'm an entertainer. Bye.